What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Lazarus. Don't know too much about this series. I think it's going to be quite action focused. The director is Shinichiro Watanabe, I think his name is. I haven't actually seen any of his works, so I don't really have too much of a reference point. I know he done Cowboy Bebop, which is very widely regarded as a masterpiece in anime. I think I've watched maybe an episode or two of it back when I started watching anime, and I didn't enjoy it too much. So I definitely need to revisit it because, like I said, I've heard very good things. And in general, there was quite a lot of stuff I started out when I started out watching anime that I didn't enjoy, that I came around to love. Mob Psycho is another one of those. It's kind of like, how can you not like Mob Psycho? Is what is what I think now. But again, when I started out anime, there was quite a few anime like that I didn't enjoy too much. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what he can do in this era. I can't remember when that came out. I think it was like the 90s. So been quite a while since then. But this show has been very much hyped up by fans of his work. So high expectations. Do let me know, you guys, think about this one in the comments though. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. I've seen a few clips. To be honest with you, I don't really remember much from what I did watch Cowboy Bebop, but I've watched a few clips that look really cool choreography wise. Drug that saved the world. I'm also wasn't 100% sure what language I should be watching this in. I always want to watch stuff in the language it's intended for, so anime, Japanese. If I'm not going to watch a Spanish movie, I'm going to watch it in Spanish or English. I think, but because of the director, I assume this was intended for Japanese, but I'm not 100% sure of that, to be honest with you. It's a nasty face. So because I was yapping a bit, I do actually just want to go back quickly. What did the drug actually solve? I don't think it outwardly said. Painkiller. Okay, apologies about that. Okay, back to 138. So it was a miracle painkiller. How? This is. I think the anti-vaxxers would love this. This proved my point. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much political. It's all very political, and I don't really have a stand on any political business, to be honest with you. It's all bullshit. How exactly was it a trap is the question, isn't it? Did it kill these people? Did it fry their brains? Like, other people that didn't take that, like, yeah, what wasn't not just what's happened to those people that took this painkiller, but what's happened to the people that didn't? Are they in positions of power now? Are they imprisoned perhaps now? Like, who knows? It's really quiet for some reason. Oh, I really like this voice actor for this woman. She's got a soothing voice. Well, yeah, you'd think so. And you're ready to free a man from a sentence of 888 years. Be quite the fucking mission or whatever. I agree with that. That's the thing. Is it just like a physical pain, or is there emotional kind of pain removed as well? I kind of agree with everything this guy said, though. Like, everybody that took this is gonna die. Oh, trumpeter. No, I don't agree with that. I mean, it does kind of feel like he is playing God. He also kind of feels a bit like Jigsaw right now. Well, I've got 3 years to live, so yeah, understandable. Fuck school. It's kind of like COVID, to be honest. Maybe this is kind of what this is getting at a little bit in terms of like the COVID lockdowns and such. I remember because especially for old people during that period, they were the most susceptible to it. And obviously, if you're like near the age of dying, you don't want to just be locked in your house till you die. Like that's awful. So you actually, in the UK anyway, we saw quite a lot of old people just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want for. I'm gonna die soon. I'll do whatever the hell I want. Fair play to them, especially looking back. Because I think that was definitely the right decision to not abide by those lockdowns and such. But yeah, it kind of almost feels similar to that whole situation, honestly, doesn't it? And again, I wonder if it is a case that emotionally your kind of pain is removed as well. I think that would be even more kind of, and I think that is the case. That would be even more kind of disastrous for the human race. But yeah, it's one of those things where you think of something like this would be awesome, like a painkiller that can totally kind of remove any kind of pain. That sounds like it'd be really useful and awesome, but inevitably, it's one of those things where it's too good to be true. Something sounds too good to be true. Usually, very much is, and in this case, you're gonna die for it. Interesting concept so far, isn't it? I did agree with a lot of what this guy was saying, though. To be fair, what is there to decide? Question I have. And do you reckon that's even really him? It'd be good to know just how many people would die from this. Damn. Well, this is an opportunity to break out, I guess. So I imagine he's built up quite a lot of those years in prison just for merely breaking out of prison. Well, I say merely breaking out. Here we go. Here's some of this style I've been looking forward to watching. Sound wise, the only other thing I've watched that I can kind of relate to it sound wise is Great Pretender, which I loved. It's got that kind of movie, kind of heist kind of sound. It's really awesome. I imagine that's probably because quite a few movies got inspired by Cowboy Bebop. No chance. Spending time letting you out. He looks so innocent as well, this guy, doesn't he? He does have that kind of monkeyish, kind of devilish kind of look to him, if you know what I'm saying, like smirking. You know, one good thing for this woman is he should be very thankful to her because she is a big reason of why he's able to escape right now. So maybe he might do her a favor. Land. I imagine this kid is going to be a big part of the story. So that's another interesting point. Wow, we're only 10 minutes through. Um, this might sound ridiculous, but in a situation where you're given like a certain amount of time to live, as I mentioned with like the old people, that could actually like improve your life if that makes sense. Like because you now got such a finite time, you actually do this. You actually much more enforced like do the stuff you want to do in life and complete the goals you want to achieve and such, and kind of cut out all the stuff that isn't like necessary and that you have to do and such like school and so on. Like I mean, obviously it's not good that everybody's dying in 3 years, but it's almost like you could actually have a really kind of positive spin on it and actually be a really positive kind of life changing thing for you. So yes, I mean it sounds weird to say because again it's awfully negative, but this kid, as I said, maybe he's going to be quite an important character because it really does show like seeing his journey would be pretty cool. It would also mean like it might be something like the purge, if you know what I'm saying. People just go out and kill each other now because they can. Like you can now just go out and kill that person you don't like because you're gonna die in 3 years anyway. So there's that negative side to it as well, I guess. Probably more crimes committed and so on. I think a lot more crimes would be committed if you know you only had 3 years to live anyway. You'd have to serve the rest of your life in prison. I think that the rest of your life in prison is a whole lot scarier, to me anyway, than dying in 3 years. Well, I'm not sure I'd say a whole lot scarier, but there's yeah, there's definitely a question. Lazarus. So good start. Animation looks nice. Love the soundtrack. Very interesting plot. Yeah, as expected. As expected. Does that say Stanford? Where is Stanford? Is that in America? Yes. They got a woman president. Oh, the tell you what, there's probably a certain group of people out there that might just drop this show for having an old woman president as well as a black woman. Isn't there? Again, I don't want to make things political, but there is a certain type of person out there that does just like that would see that and drop this show, which is quite hilarious. Probably. Cure for Hapner. The church is full. Imagine he's like lying about this as well. Imagine this just like wasn't actually true. Everybody's just taking his word for this. And I mean, it's something super serious and dangerous, so they should, but I fucking hope so. Although, to be honest with you, it doesn't seem like there's any negative to still taking them if you already took them before. But yeah, maybe this is like a lesson to these people. Like, maybe it's not true that they kill people, but it's just a lesson like of how important feeling pain is. And yeah, it's just one of those kind of lessons. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it does. It honestly does kind of look like maybe some person would wear. That's not your classic kind of prisoner outfit, is it? Charismatic guy though. Except Gilberto. That Brazilian? Is that a Brazilian name? You don't really hear too many last names Gilberto, except for from I know Brazilian people. And that thing kind of looks like Tartarus, doesn't it? I mean, they probably said this, but I'm assuming that they've actually tested it to make sure he's telling the truth, and they've found that it will actually kill you. Which questions, if they did do that, why did they not do something like that before and actually like probably test that drug? I guess maybe there's like a certain very sorry to pause. I don't want to miss anything, but again, I'm not sure if it's been said. Like I said, if it has been, apologies, I missed it. But if they did test to make sure that it actually will do what he said and kill these people after 3 years, my question was why did they not test the drug in the first place to look for any adverse like side effects like that? But then my counterpoint towards that would be perhaps it's actually very specific. Like if you're testing drugs, perhaps there is nothing that could possibly you'd hope there was, but perhaps like you've got to do a very specific type of test on the drug to make sure like to see if it kills people, if that makes sense. Like it's not something like there's probably a standard procedure to testing drugs and their side effects and how it and weighing up those negatives and positives. There's probably a very standard kind of set of things they do to drugs. I don't actually know. I've got no bloody idea. But perhaps again, it's hyper specific. They have actually done some hyper specific testing now towards that specific adverse effect of killing people, and that's how they figured it out. Maybe I'm just confusing myself by thinking about that too much. Yeah. Don't need to worry too much right now about that. We're still only in the first episode, but it's amazing that there is like such an interesting concept already. That is some really interesting architecture, isn't it? Bro, he needs a new face. He needs a face off, I could say. Or at least like try and disguise himself. Wear some sunglasses or a hat or something. Again, I love the soundtrack so far. Here come the robots. So what's the deal with this girl then? Is it some kind of clairvoyant stuff? Overseer type deal? Yes, she is. I think I've seen that clip, to be fair. That trailer or something. Oh. Oh, this guy's with them? Ah, wasn't expecting that. What's the deal with this kid then? He looks really familiar to me for some reason. Oof. Surely that must hurt your hands like hell doing that. The amount of friction burns this guy's got must be ridiculous. Can you believe there's actually like people out there that do like stuff like this for fun? I mean, I know it's probably very exhilarating and so on, but yeah, I could never imagine putting my life on the line like this just for some thrills. I understand the position he's in, but like, yeah. So I think they're trying to lead him somewhere, right? What the fuck is that? A weird flat drone thing. I like this guy's style. Like that guy. Looks quite cool. Yeah, and they by leaving him here. And it did work pretty well. But I don't think they're going to kill him. They need him. The issue here. Just hanging. Oh. Good actor. So we know his weakness now. Pretty blonde woman. Usually is the weakness for these types, isn't it? And of course, like out of everything, that's what gets him. Some things never change. Oh no. He's on a leash. Guess this is going to be a team now. Lazarus. Yeah. Dusty old fucking barbershop. Okay, good first episode. So yeah, judging by these names, I think this is intended to be watched in Japanese, isn't it? Okay. Really good first episode. I wasn't expecting. Again, I heard that the animation and fight scenes, obviously from the director, were going to be really good, but I had no idea what the story was going to be like. But really interesting concept, isn't it? Really interesting. I've heard people are worried about the production of this show due to the director or something along those lines. Again, I don't really know too much about any of that. But even if it does like not look as good as today's episode, I feel like the concept is interesting enough to keep me around. I've watched, yeah, I've watched plenty of bad looking shows with good story and enjoyed them. But the I will say the animation and it was more so. I mean, we had a few fight scenes, but it was more so kind of parkour, wasn't it? A lot of parkour today, which is really cool. All these dead people. Like I said, I wonder just how many people will die. I've got to imagine, if you imagine in the real world, if a drug like this came out, it would be like billions, right? I feel like probably half the world would, like, yeah, half the world would probably, it'd be like a Thanos snap. Half the world would probably die. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I recognise that name. But yeah, I wonder if the dub's any good for this show. I imagine so. I think I've heard the dub for Cowboy Bebop. I did watch that is another thing. I did watch Cowboy Bebop when I did check out the first couple episodes in dub, so probably would enjoy it more in sub, just because that is how I prefer watching things. Yeah, I imagine the dub's probably pretty good for this as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, really good first episode. Concept really interesting with this drug and with the scientist that supposedly died coming back. Like there could be plenty of possibilities of that. Maybe he faked his death. Maybe he did actually die. Maybe this is like, we've obviously got to a point where drugs are being created that makes you feel no pain at all. So I mentioned Face Off earlier. Perhaps it could be a situation of Face Off and someone's like wearing his face or something and pretending to be him. I don't think that's the case. Like philosophy wise, I feel like that fits his kind of, I mean, we don't really know too much about his character, but it feels like it fits his character pretty well. Kind of like a fuck you for kind of taking my drug and ruining yourselves and ruining humanity. But I don't know. There is something obviously very fishy going on, so very much looking forward to figuring out that mystery. Really like the characters today. Of course, we didn't see too much of anyone. We saw a lot of Axel here. It was pretty cool. Didn't really get like, obviously the situation, pretty much the whole episode was him escaping and such, so there wasn't actually too much time to kind of like sit down and chill, if you know what I'm saying, and really understand him as a character. But looking forward to knowing more about him. And the rest of the cast seemed pretty cool as well. Like I said, I'm especially interested in that blonde kid. I think he could be a really interesting character, being so young and maybe being handed a death sentence at that age. Be really interested to see his perspective of things and so on. But and also was not expecting to be part of this. But yeah, like I said, do let me know, guys, thought about this one in the comments. Really good premiere. Been a few really good premieres this season. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions though. I'll see you guys next week with episode 2.